I see a lot of Spurs fans that still think the San Antonio Spurs should trade Keldon Johnson. I'm going to tell you today, Spurs fans, why I think this would be a really bad idea for our franchise.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans? Welcome to TSR Sports. And my subject today I've talked about a little bit already, and I wanted to get a little more in-depth on it and kind of get your feedback on it too. So while I'm going over why I really feel like the Spurs should not trade Keldon Johnson. No, it's not just because I have jerseys by him and of him, and I'm a fan. I have a legit concern if they trade him. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree, disagree. Appreciate your feedback. Hit the thumbs up if you support the channel, fast food from nutritious and delicious, and subscribe for more Spurs content. Let's get in to the video. All right, so trading Keldon Johnson. Here's why I don't like it. And I'm going to give some examples here, and I think you're going to see where I'm going. I do. But let's start off with this gentleman right here, Derek White. Derek White signed an extension with the San Antonio Spurs on December 21st, 2020, and was traded on February 10th, 2022. A shock to many of us. We thought he was going to be a key player in the Spurs cog for many years to come, and he was traded. Fast forward, DeJounte Murray, yeah, exactly, signed an extension with the San Antonio Spurs on October 21st, 2019, was traded on June 30th, 2022. And we thought he was going to be an important part of the San Antonio Spurs moving forward, but at least we could justify that one. We're like, all right, we already traded Derek White. The Spurs are going complete rebuild, and to help us get to the promised land, I need #1 pick, they're trading away their best player. So we could justify that. Moving forward to this year, where if he's going to get traded, seems like the trade would happen before, after the draft, whatever, and trading Keldon Johnson. KJ signed an extension July 18th, 2022. Not even a year ago at the time of this video. And then if the Spurs were to trade him away less than a year, I don't think he's even started his new contract yet. Has he, Spurs fans? And now we're trading away a player that's been part of the rebuild and looks to be a part of our future. And we're trading him to. My point, Spurs fans, is a couple of things. Locker room culture. If you're constantly trading away young guys that have just signed an extension or a part of an extension, I think that's going to send the wrong message. If you're a player like Devin Vassell, you're on your rookie contract thinking about signing an extension, and before you do, the Spurs trade Keldon Johnson, I'd be very apprehensive about signing an extension because they just traded away a guy that just signed an extension and have been the last few years. And oddly enough, I did a video last year about when Keldon Johnson signed his contract extension, and admittedly, I was a little bit negative in the video. I'm like, well, hopefully it doesn't mean the Spurs will trade away him in the future. Here we are a year later, and a bunch of fans have him being traded away. And some legit want him traded away. I think it's such a bad look for our organization, for the San Antonio Spurs, to have these young players that they bring in, they draft, they look like they're part of the future. We sign them to an extension, and then a year later, 2 years later, maybe not even a year later, they're trading them away. And I just think it's such a bad idea to move Keldon at this time. If they need to move him 2 or 3 years from now, okay, so be it. But I think it's way too early to be doing that. And that's not what this is completely taking out the fact that I'm a KJ fan. I'm just looking from an organizational point of view. At some point, you have to build a culture where the guys you draft, unless they completely suck, then that's a different story. Then you just release them. I forgot Lonnie Walker. Lonnie Walker, they let just walk. I mean, at some point, some of these guys got to start sticking around. And the guys that you're giving a contract extension to, you're giving that extension because you believe they are a part of the future and can help you win games in said future. And if we just keep trading them away, when Victor Wembanyama's contract extension comes up, after his rookie contract coming up, and we're about to extend for 4 years, is he going to look and is he going to go, I like being a San Antonio Spur. I like, playing for Coach TSR. Could happen. But, my contract's up, and, talking to other players around the NBA, talking to Derek White, DeJounte Murray, Keldon. I mean, I was looking forward to playing with Keldon and talk to him and how they traded him before his new contract even started. Are the Spurs going to look at me as, we already got 4 years out of Wemby. We already got our first title. We don't think he's going to last long. If I sign, are they going to trade me too? You know what? I'll just go sign with the highest bidder. I know you're saying TSR, that's all nonsense you're throwing out there, but I do think that would be a concern with players. Players look at teams and how they operate. And the Spurs have a reputation of being an organization that builds championship teams, not buys championship teams. So it's an organization you're like, all right, I can develop and they'll get the best out of me and maybe I'll win a title again someday. But if we just keep trading these young guys that are so early in their contract extensions, especially Keldon, who the Spurs, all signs point to the Spurs loving Keldon Johnson. My goodness, who's on the Olympic team. Hello, part of the community. And then another young guy, only 23, gets traded away. I think that would be such a bad look for our team. And I do think players moving forward, if he was to be traded, would really get apprehensive about signing contract extensions. And it could also scare free agents possibly coming to the Spurs. Who knows? Or all this could just be nonsense and players don't care. It's all about the money. I could be totally wrong. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. Quick video. Keldon, you will be a San Antonio Spur this year for many years to come. You heard it here first. And if I'm wrong, come back to the video and tell me you blew it on that one. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. It is Friday. Hopefully you're having a great Friday. Hope you have a great weekend. I'm having such a blast doing content daily again on the channel. And real quick, let me ask you guys, for those of you sticking around, how would you feel about me bringing just the sports music I've done in the past to this channel only? The reason being is TSR Music's been around for about 3 years, and I just don't have the time to put into it anymore. It's also gone a little political on that channel, and I don't like that. So I was thinking of privating the channel, since I watch a lot of videos under that channel, and just changing it to, my name, Richie Rich or whatever. But the San Antonio Spurs songs I've done, the New York Giants songs, and a few others, just sports related, and it would still be sports content. I'm like, I could just always move them over here. And if I have a sports song I want to do in the future about San Antonio, keep it here. Those songs are all G-rated. They fit in with this channel, and they're sports only. So let me know, would you be, up for me bringing the sports music back here? The channel would stay TSR Sports, and wouldn't be anything else, still say TSR Sports. And now that's all I got. As always, earphone users beware. Go Spurs, go!